Tuckman's 5 stages of group development. The social psychologist Kurt Lewin is credited with introducing the term group dynamics. The term defined the constructive and destructive forces within groups of people. Lewin pioneered the Group Dynamics Research Center at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, first of its kind dedicated to the study of group dynamics and how it could be applied to real-world and social issues. This presentation provides a detailed overview of Bruce Tuckman's model on group development that became one of the most influential studies of the subject. Originally conducted in 1965, the model was further improved by Bruce Tuckman and his colleague in 1977. Tuckman's group development model comprises the following 5 stages. 1. Forming. 2. Storming. 3. Norming. 4. Performing. And 5. Adjourning. Bruce Tuckman's assertion was that each of the phases of the model is indispensable and unavoidable for a team to grow, face up to challenges, tackle problems, find solutions, plan work, and deliver results. In the Tuckman's model, as the team acquires maturity and ability, relationships form, and the leader changes leadership style. In terms of effectiveness of the team, we see it first diminishes before improving as we approach the norming stage. The graphic here illustrates how effectiveness of the team evolves and matures over time. Let's take a moment and examine the stages in a bit more detail. Forming stage. This is the first stage where people are brought together in a group. How quickly transition to the second stage takes place depends on the clarity and complexity of the goal and members' previous experience of working in groups. You can see key characteristics and dynamics listed for the team members as well as the group leader's role. Some highlights for both of these include: members are generally upbeat about what is to be accomplished. Initially, group members act autonomously from each other. As members start gathering information about colleagues, scope, challenges, opportunities, and approach to goals, they start forming relationships. Conflict is avoided at this stage, and attention is more on performing non-contentious and regular tasks. The manager's role? The group leader has to be directly and intimately involved in the first stage. Clear guidelines and structure by the manager are necessary to ensure that the team builds strong relationship. In this stage, the team leader has to be absolutely clear-cut about team goals and offer clear direction regarding the project. Storming stage. At the second stage, team members feel more at ease voicing and questioning opinions, and that's when internal conflict flares up. Channeling this conflict in a positive direction will make for a cohesive team. Some key characteristics and dynamics to consider. Team members at this stage have made alliances with other members and have had discussions regarding the goal and the approach to achieve it. Members begin to speak out about the differences between the early perceptions and the reality of the situation. Quickly moving through this stage without proper resolution may make conflict permanent. Manager's role? Conflict between teams, if not channeled swiftly and properly, can demoralize the team. Actively listen to handle conflict and reach decisions through compromise. The storming stage should not be avoided, otherwise issues blow up at critical stages, giving a major setback to the organizational goals. Norming stage. At this stage of team development, the members concentrate on settling differences to make way for clear definition of organizational mission and objectives. Managers' roles within team transformation from that of leader to that of a team member. Some key characteristics and dynamics of the team include: team members are coming to terms with each other's roles, abilities, and the approach to achieving the goal. Team members' attitudes are signified by diminishing animosities, feelings of harmony, reciprocal respect and trust, and a feeling of pleasure in accomplishing tasks. Decisions are made more in line with purpose instead of from a position of compromise. The manager's role? An observer and facilitator to establish ground rules of behavior as the team learns to work together. The manager needs to make certain that after the team has developed core processes, they avoid devoting needless time on issues related to smaller processes. Goals become common at the third stage of Tuckman's group development model, and team members are mentally ready to achieve them. Performing stage. In this stage, the team generates real benefits. Team members are now capable, self-directed, and able to conduct decision-making processes without supervision. Some key characteristics and dynamics to consider include work is accomplished most effectively at this stage, morale is soaring, and overall atmosphere is upbeat. The team relishes open communication, and disagreement is anticipated and allowed so long as it is directed through means acceptable to the team. The manager's role? Manager's role becomes one of an overseer and delegator. The leader is no longer occupied with day-to-day activities. The manager has to constantly observe teams' relationships and performance to ensure that the group dynamics remain positive and productive. Not every team makes it to the 4th level of Tuckman's group development model. However, changes in group dynamics can revert teams to previous team building stages. Adjourning stage. At the 5th stage, when a project ends, the team disbands. This phase is occasionally known as the mourning stage as well, because of the fact that members have grown close and feel a loss now that the experience is over. Key characteristics and dynamics. This stage views the team from the viewpoint of well-being of members rather than from the standpoint of managing them. Take time to rejoice success of the project and capture best practices for future use. If the project was unsuccessful, to assess what went wrong and capture lessons learned for future projects. Manager's role? The team leader should ensure that there is time for reflection for the team. The manager makes sure that at least one session takes place where the best practices and lessons learned are documented. At the last stage of Tuckman's model, team members move off to different directions, but long-term alliances are formed. We hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to this channel.